Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to the program. Was it arrogant for Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker to call their band Cream? Maybe. Were they wrong? No. Cream of the crop? Yeah, without question. So, from their farewell concert, November 26, 1968, at Royal Albert Hall, it's Cream and Politicians. So please, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, share, and most of all, my friends, just enjoy. Man. Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, and Cream. That song just, for one, it's got this evil saunter to it. You know, it just kind of I don't want to say plods along. I think it just kind of maybe stomps along. It's just, holy shit, man. According to oldies.com, Cream might hold the record for the shortest history with the longest legacy. And yeah, that just has to be right. The band came together at a time when all three of the members were really tired of their current situation. Ginger Baker was at the time the drummer for the Graham Bond organization and really had grown tired of Graham Bond's drug addictions, his bouts with mental illness, and all this other kind of stuff. Jack Bruce was with Manfred Mann, was getting kind of tired of what they were doing. And of course, Eric Clapton, never able to really stay in one place for any length of time, had left the Yardbirds and left the John Mayall's band, just also searching for something more. And so in 1966, Baker, on a car ride with Eric Clapton, was talking about his idea of forming a new band that would be free to experiment and to improvise just as they went along. Clapton had similar ideas and actually agreed to join Baker in this endeavor with just one condition, and that is that Jack Bruce would have to be invited to join the band. Jack and Eric had played together briefly in John Mayall's group, and Eric thought that he would be the logical choice to make this new blues, rock, jazz improvisation project work. Now, of course, Baker was shocked by this suggestion, but he did agree. He and Bruce had played together for a bit in Graham Bond's group, and they did not get along. Yeah, they probably hated each other. That might be the best way to say it. Clapton later said that Baker was so surprised at his suggestion that he almost crashed the car on that road trip. And that animosity between Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker was real. While in Graham Bond, Baker and Bruce, they would fight on stage. They would sabotage each other's instruments and equipment. Baker at one point fired Jack Bruce from Graham Bond's band, Baker kind of being the musical director. But Bruce apparently just kept showing up for gigs. So finally, at one point, Jack Bruce was finally driven away for the last time when Ginger Baker threatened him at knife point. And if you've ever seen the documentary, is it Finding Mr. Baker? About Ginger Baker, which if you haven't, I do recommend. It's a wild ride. That is so easy to believe. I think probably they were England at times. That's probably why it would have been at knife point. Later on in his life, no doubt, Ginger Baker would have responded at gunpoint. Seriously, check that documentary out. It's freaking amazing. So great musicians, no questions, with horribly clashing egos. And Clapton, of course, was not, really without fault himself. He brought his own ego and ideas to the band. And later that he knew early on that this group just wouldn't last. But they decided to put their differences together and just give it a shot. After all, the whole concept of the band was to create something that was collaborative, where every member would bring contributions to the music and to the lyrics. It wasn't supposed to be getting one star in a backing band. It was 3 equal parts. And it did last for a while. I think for their first year in 66, most of the members said, yeah, things were great, but it just didn't last. Clapton said one of their biggest problems was in this collaborative effort that no one was really listening to each other. In fact, at one time, in a story later retold, Clapton talked about during one concert where he literally stopped playing his guitar and neither Ginger Baker nor Jack Bruce even noticed. They were so hung up on what they were doing and just trying to outplay each other that they kind of forgot, I guess, they had a third member of the band. But by May of 1968, they had just had enough. The infighting, the constant touring just took its toll. And in July of that year, they did make it official, agreeing to do one more album because that's what their recording contract called for. That album, titled Goodbye, was released in early 1969. And before that, they were convinced to do one more set of shows. That was 22 here in the United States, the last two being at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And while those shows are legendary, I think to a man, Clapton, Baker, and Bruce, they hated it. They hated not just their final couple shows, but I think probably that entire last tour. Baker said it just wasn't a good gig, that Cream was better than that. And at that point, they were just trying to finish things off. They just wanted to get over with it. Jack Bruce said the band was getting worse by the minute, and Clapton said that their gigs towards the end was just an excuse for all three of them just to kind of show off. Now, of course, like all Cream fans, I love this Albert Hall performance. There was that documentary, so you can see all different parts of it. Again, so love the concert, love pretty much everything that Cream did. And I think that the fact is that we as fans embrace the very same shows that the musicians hated. I think that's one of the reasons why Cream had that shortest history but the longest legacy. Yeah, I think that's got to be true. That's freaking amazing. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next time, my friends. And of course, don't forget, play it loud, would you? We'll see you next time. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to do that, right? Take care.